In my last video, I went over everything that I took on my 48-hour bug out bag test run. In this video, I put everything to the test to show you what you actually need to put in your bug out bag. If you haven't already watched that video, make sure you go watch it now so you can keep up on what gear that I actually have with me on this trip. That being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so we just got to what's going to be our campground for tonight at least. We got here real late. Ton of bugs. Let's get rid of them. Let's make a fire. So we're going to be doing it with a ferro rod, and if you've ever made a fire with a ferro rod, it takes a little bit of a skill for making that type of fire because you don't have an open flame. So really there's three components. The first one has two different parts. It's the tinder bundle. So you're gonna have something that's gonna burn very easily with a flame, and then you're gonna have something that can catch a spark and cause a flame. So I'm using Old Man's Beard for that. Hopefully this is dry enough. I'm basically gonna put it right here on the tinder bundle like this, and once I get a flame, I'm gonna flip it over, and we're gonna go to our secondary tinder bundle, and that's more stuff that can catch a flame easily, along with some little bit of thicker sticks, and then we got some thick sticks that's gonna be the base of our fire and cause some coals. So there's a couple different ways to actually use a ferro rod. My favorite way is to hold it like this, and instead of flicking it with the knife, you pull back with the ferro rod, and that makes it to where you're not flicking on your tinder bundle and making it spread everywhere, hitting it with the knife. And then you got the one where you, damn bugs. Then you got the second one, which you just lightly give it some sparks, and over time it causes enough heat for the tinder bundle to ignite. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but I prefer you hold your knife still and then you fling back your ferro rod. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So we're going to get real close to the tinder bundle. I'm going to put my knife on my toe to kind of give me a steady place, and I'm going to pull back. You don't want your tinder bundle to be too tight or too loose. If it's too tight, it won't have enough oxygen. If it's too loose, the sparks will just fall right through. Okay, so. And there we go. That is our fire right there. At this point, you still can smother it, and now it's going. If you can get to this point, you've pretty much got it in the bag. Now let that shit right there get going. That right there is beautiful. All of our bugs are about to fucking disappear. Now this will burn for a few minutes, well, more than a few minutes, but you're gonna want to start getting a nice wood pile stacked up right away if you don't already have one. And you want to slowly work your way up in size for your logs. You don't want to right away throw a big old round on there, because it may not start burning that, or you might just crush your fire and smother it. So from here, I'd probably throw on some pieces like that big, and then I'd go like that big. Once you have a coal base, you're really home free. So I'm gonna go ahead and collect some more wood. So we got the fire set up, a little bit of wood going. We got Tucker set up over here on his runner. Of course, we brought him. You know, it's not only a 48-hour or 72-hour bug out bag test run. It's also like a little family camping trip. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the tent set up, and then I'm gonna go down to the river over here and get some water, and then we're gonna have some Ready-Wise dinner. To provide water for us on this trip, we used the 6-liter Membrane Solutions gravity filter. There's a link and a promo code in the description for this product. Oh yeah, that's gross. That is gross indeed. So we've got the bag hung up, and then the hose all the way down, hooked up to the filter. which is then hooked up to the bag. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up right here. And then immediately it starts filtering out water. And it only took a couple minutes and we got two 32-ounce bags or 64 ounces of water. We went ahead and closed that off. I'm gonna leave this hanging because we still have about 4 liters of water in here. Maybe 3.5, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get hydrated, give the dog some water, and then cook up some dinner. So it's gonna rain tonight, so we've got all the gear that's gonna get wrapped up on the tarp. We're gonna put the rain fly back on before it starts raining. It's really hot right now, so we got it open. And then we're gonna be having some cheesy lasagna from ReadyWise. Super excited to try this one, haven't tried it yet. We got the water boiling on the fire. We'll trying to boil it. It'll get there in a little bit. So we keep seeing and hearing really big thunder and lightning strikes. Water's almost boiling, and I keep feeling little dribbles on me. So once it's been sitting here for about 10 more minutes, it is a perfect consistency, perfect amount of water. This shit is gonna be so good. Yep, just took a bite. ReadyWise, you've done it again. So it's still raining pretty damn hard. I'm very, very glad that I decided to put the hiking tent in my bug out bag. That being said, I will see you guys when I wake up in the morning and make a fire and eat some breakfast. We woke up pretty late. We got our fire going, waiting for a coal bed to get set. Then we're gonna go ahead and make some breakfast. Then we're gonna start walking around, figure out where we wanna go next, because we're basically right off this dirt road right here. Well, we are on this dirt road. It's definitely not very well traveled, so I don't think too many people know about it. However, I'd rather hike in and be more discreet for this. So this morning we're having the maple and brown sugar cereal, which is basically just oatmeal. Well, it is just oatmeal, and then the whey milk alternative. Haven't tried either of them yet, but they look good, so we're gonna go ahead and give them a try. So in my opinion, the milk and the cereal both are really good. The milk, I thought that it was going to taste like kind of like protein powder, but it tastes like milk without it actually being milk. So 2 things that you want to do as soon as you get to your location is set up a perimeter and make sure that you're safe, and do an inventory of all your gear. Make sure you didn't forget anything. So me being in a rush last night, I didn't do it last night. I did it this morning. Just got done with my inventory, and I actually figured out that I forgot one thing that is really important. I forgot nails, so I walked back over to my truck because we didn't walk too far from it, and I grabbed a bunch of screws. I don't have any nails. I also have this really shitty drill bit that I'm going to use as a nail, so that's going to be going back in the bug out bag, and then I'll be able to actually hang things up at the next camp that we're going to be going to. So we're about to get all loaded up with all of our gear, and we're going to start hiking to the next area that we deem suitable for our next camp. There's also one thing that I'd like to add, and that's my survival kit and my IFAK on the back of my plate carrier. I'm not going to be able to be carrying my bug out bag with it, so I had to put it on the bug out bag until I need to go do like a run into town or something for supplies. Those will be on my back. So we just got to a spot that we think will be pretty good for setting up camp. We got Tucker set up right here on his runner. We're going to go ahead and set up the tent right here, tarp right above here, and then we've dug out a little spot for a fire pit. So gonna make a fire. It's almost lunchtime, so we'll probably eat soon, get some water boiling. We didn't take any of the purified water from the other camp, so I'm gonna make some more. Real thirsty. So now that we've got the fire going, we're going to go ahead and set up the tent and the tarp, and then eat some lunch. Right now, I want to talk about the importance of having another person with you. Yes, you may have to carry more weight than the other person. However, having a second person, you're able to split your workload in half. If you are doing a task that you two need to separate from each other, make sure that you have handheld communications, like a Baofeng radio or something like that. Also, having a dog with you, you have your own alarm system in your camp. However, if you do have a dog, you need to go somewhere that's more remote, so that then people cannot pinpoint your location easily. So we're getting water boiling again, filtering some more out, and we're about to have some savory stroganoff from ReadyWise. So there it is, another glass of milk and the beef stroganoff. Or I guess savory stroganoff because there's no beef in it. Fire's almost out. We're going to leave it out because it's getting pretty hot. And we're going to go fishing. And we're going to try and catch some fish. Huh, Tucker? Yeah. Need some meat for dinner tonight. So after about 2.5 hours of fishing, we didn't catch anything, so we decided to move on to some target practice. I estimated about 50, 75, and 100 yards for each target. Then we each shot about 25 rounds of 22 at each distance. Then we went on a little squirrel hunt because we didn't catch any fish. So today, it was really hot. We did some fishing, we did some hunting, we didn't catch or shoot anything. And then we did a bunch of target practice. Went through most of our 22 rounds. Didn't shoot the AR or the handgun at all. I think tomorrow we'll shoot both of those. The wife's very proud of her shots. And then we sat down. I did a little bit of carving, carved a pipe. Yeah, now we're about ready to cook up some dinner once the wood on the fire burns down a bit and makes a bunch of coals for us to put the pot on. I think we're having, what, chili mac tonight from ReadyWise. ReadyWise chili macaroni and some more milk for dinner. And once again, ReadyWise, you have done it. For the milk, you definitely want to make sure that you're putting in the right amount. It took me 3 tries now, and this time I think I got it perfect. It tastes just like milk, honestly. 10 out of 10. Chili mac, my favorite meal so far by ReadyWise. 10 out of 10. Would do it again. Chili. Tastes like chili mac. Like, it tastes like there's beef in there. So there's 2 things that I want to talk to you guys about before we go to bed. One, if you have a bunch of food, or if you have food at all out in the middle of the woods, first of all, do not sleep with it in your tent. Second of all, don't sleep with it close to your tent. The best thing that you could do is either keep it in a vehicle, or like what we did. We did a bear hang, or whatever you want to call it. You basically find a big long branch that's pretty high up in the tree, and you throw a piece of paracord or some sort of rope with a weight on it over it. And then you're basically gonna hang your food up there for the night so that then no bears can get to it. And it's gonna be away from your camp. And then when it comes to fire, make sure that if you are leaving your fire going for the night and you're in a drier area, you do a nice big fire ring around it, getting anything that can be flammable away from the fire for like a 3-foot ring. That being said, we will see you guys tomorrow when we wake up and start making our fire. So we got up kind of late this morning, around 8 o'clock, and we've just kind of been chilling out. It's starting to heat up a little bit, so we're going to go down next to the river, do some fishing, and then we might go do some hunting after that, after we eat lunch. Yeah, we'll see you guys down there. So yesterday the fish didn't want any of the lures that I have in my tackle box. So my wife said that she brought some peanut butter. So we mixed some peanut butter and a bunch of random ReadyWise foods and the garlic she had in here. And it's basically a homemade power bait, I guess. We're going to throw a couple hooks out there with this and see if the fish like it at all. So we didn't catch anything again while we were fishing, so I'm gonna go ahead and go spear fishing. We just made these. We saw that catfish in the stream the other night, so we're gonna go try and find one of those guys in the small stream, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do these first. So first thing you're gonna do is cut down a stick, 6-7 feet long. You want it to be flexible but also strong. So this one, decently flexible, but it's also strong. And you're gonna split it down the middle. And once you've got it split in two, you're gonna stick a stick down in there, so hold them separated. And then you're gonna do another split. Sometimes one of the splits will break off, so you can just take that off, and you can have a 3-prong, 3-4 prongs, either way, it's gonna work. And then you're gonna continue sticking sticks down in there. So next you're gonna just start lashing it together to where these splits do not break off when you're actually spearing a fish. Now with all your points, just start sharpening them down until you don't want them completely sharp. You want to have a little bit of a blunt edge so that then they don't get super dull quick or break. You do want to make sure that you cut all the overhangs off from the spacing sticks, otherwise they'll get caught on something when you're actually using it. So we're heading over to the creek to go spear fishing. I don't really know how far it is. It's probably like a half mile or so. So we're gonna get over there and probably spearfish for like an hour or so. If we don't get anything, we're gonna probably pack up and head out. If we do get something, we'll cook it up and then start heading home. All right, so here we are at the creek, and from up here, I don't notice anything yet. I do see a lot of like little trails through all the gunk from fish swimming. I don't see any fish yet. Oh, I don't think I got it. Nope. Damn, that was the only one I've seen. I don't know what it was, but it was a bigger fish. Need to come back at night if we're gonna get some fish. Man, heading out of here, I feel like I failed a survival challenge or something. Like on one of those TV shows, but we only planned for 2 days, and it's the end of our 2 days, so we're gonna head back to the camp, pack everything up, and then start walking to the truck, and then I think we're gonna do some more target practice, and then start heading home. We got a little bit of a drive ahead of us. Definitely not the most ideal distance for our bug out area, but right now this is the best place we found, the most remote area. We only saw a few people, and that it was mostly just people on boats in the river. Wish we could have caught some fish. think we need to fish at night because it's mostly catfish in this river and streams. Yeah.